Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining me. My name is Todd Bryson. I'm an Akashic Records practitioner. If you would like to support the work that I do here on my channel, there are links in the description for you to do that. I do want to let you know before I get into the messages that the Akashic Field Deck has officially been printed. And those who did the pre-order should get that in their hands pretty soon. And there were a lot of challenges in manifesting that, and that's kind of going to be a little bit of the topic of the video. That resistance in manifestation was an indication for me that it was something needed and that it would be as impactful and as meaningful for everybody else who gets the product as it was for me. So expect that soon. We, as old souls and light workers and those tasked with remembrance on the earth, we have the tendency to want to figure it all out. And we know at the core that we do have that capacity at some level, but we also understand that there are limitations in the body that we occupy, and one of our jobs is to clear those limitations. But I do want to let you know that your job at this point in the process and in the experience is not to solve it, is to live it. It is to use the tools. It is to apply what you've learned. It is to notice what is out of compliance and what is out of harmony and to dissolve it. It is to identify what is working and what is fruitful and beneficial for humanity and to complement and amplify it. But we do have a tendency to put too much stress and pressure on the cognitive pieces and parts, which actually do have other things that they need to take care of and other responsibilities that they have, without being the one that has to solve it all and hold everything all at once. The mind wasn't meant to do that. So if it brings you any level of relief and clarity, I will let you know that the reason for all of this existing, the reason for you in this body, and the reason for anything and everything is the Creator simply wanted to experience this density, the potential that it has, and wanted to participate physically in this very specific moment in time. That's all we need to know. We can put everything else on the back burner and we can focus on our job here in the physical layer without being too burdened and too under the weight of everything that creation itself is trying to accomplish through us. So with that being said, you are not asked to, in your physical body, simply blindly believe. What's asked of you is that you test things here. What's asked of you is that you find things that you resonate with and that you can implement, and that implementation is what data the field is using to identify what next version of reality to bring to the surface. Your job is to test. Your job is to pick up the tool and to use it, and your job is to fail until you succeed, so that success can become the blueprint that everything else is generated and drawn from for the rest of the duration here. With that being said, I do want to tell you that the field and source right now are looking for its commanders. It's looking for its operators, and it's looking for who are my witnesses, who are those that are rooted in action, who are going to receive what I give to them and they will not sit on it, they will not stew on it, they will not attempt to run it through the cognitive filters until something comes out that's acceptable for them. They'll get the impression, they'll recognize the original signature, and then they will implement and take action on what they received, good or bad, positive result, negative result, error or success. We're testing things here. The next version of reality is not solidified in its place, and the blueprint has not been created. It is being built, is being created, is being implemented right now as we speak, and that is coming from the data that you're providing from within the body. we also run into the aspect of this experience that we want things to be seen. We want feelings and sensations to be had. We want stories to be told that create distinction from what everybody else is experiencing and having at their disposal. Yes, there are things that you will need to be seeing that are not immediately on the surface and in the spectrum of your awareness. It will be up to you to force those things into being. And you will force those things into being by knowing the proper approach, by speaking the language, and by understanding the inner authority that you have is innately given to you. And that really is one of the biggest thresholds. Are we asking for permission? Are we seeking hierarchy and authority externally? Or are we observing that within ourselves and implementing it unapologetically? So we look at those articles that I've been putting out there lately. And the process of getting those articles into being is an interesting one. But it is very direct, it is very clear, there's no nurturing, there's no hand-holding, and that is because the pieces and parts of us that are stubborn in the physical world, they don't really need the nurturing like we think they do. They need the directive, they need the remembrance, they need the awareness. They don't need to be held like we want to be held. So those transmissions that I'm receiving, they are specific instructions for the body in how to behave, react, and respond. They are specific instructions for your field and the layers of yourself, and that process that it takes of defragmentation and getting back into the singularity. So let the tone be different than the messages in love and light, and those do have their place. What I'm bringing forward is going to be rooted in clarity, first of all, action, second of all, and number 3, the understanding that the pace and the movement and the action is dictated by us in the body, moving the bells and whistles and pushing the right buttons to make things move. Anyway, I think I will leave it at that today. I do want to let you guys know that I'm working on some other really big things, and there's been advancements in tools recently that have really expanded what I'm capable of and what we can do with my inner vision and the other things that I've got going. If you have curiosity about the Akashic records and how I work in them, you can find that information in the description. Thank you very much. Have a good day.